Deliver me, O Lord, from the evil man. Preserve me from the violent man. Cut off my enemies and destroy all them that afflict my soul, for I am thy servant. So at the same time, Jesus was saying this, because Jesus and God are the same. Today, yesterday, and forever, Jesus is the same. There's nothing we can do about it. We have, what's this? Quicken me, O Lord, for thy name's sake, for thy righteousness' sake, bring me out of trouble. Cut off mine enemies. What did David do? Exactly what he prayed for. You see, he got the desires of his heart. He cut off 200 foreskins. You know, a lot of people make fun of the name of Archbishop here. But David did a better job than the Archbishop could do. With my own name, I can't even compare to what King David did. This is before he was a king, but he wanted to get a wife from King Saul. Now, this came about, he was only asked to get 100 foreskins, but he took him and his men out and said, I'll show him. I'll make sure I get my wife from the king. I'll make sure I marry her. So he and his men, along their merry way, killed 200 men of all sorts and ages and cut off their foreskins. Brought them back to the foreskins back to be counted. So, why did he do this? Did Jesus know about this? Well, that's a whole nother story. Supposedly, Jesus came from the bloodline of David, and he needed to use sinners. Well, there's all kinds of apologetics that you can look up to figure that out for yourselves, because the Archbishop doesn't have much time. But always remember that the Lord is gracious, full of compassion, slow to anger, and great mercy. The Lord is good to all, with his tender mercies are all over his works, all over the place. All thy works shall praise thee, O Lord, and thy saints shall bless thee. Well, they better, because bad things could happen. They shall speak of the glory of thy kingdom and talk of thy power. Let's see here. Oh, like this here. Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones. You see, it brings the Lord happiness, it seems, according to, who giveth food to all flesh, and his mercy endureth forever. Oh, give thanks unto God of heaven, for his mercy endureth forever. And a few lines up, we have, happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones. Well, just keep praying that things will work out. Trust in the Lord, and we're having a little problems in the community. A lot of people that are praying these sort of things are thinking that God is telling them these things when really it's just their own ego. So that's why these battles will continue and continue, because you're trying to mix Jesus with the God of the Old Testament, and you still haven't figured out that this is Satan, okay? In its many forms. Many forms. What this is a satanic ego that keeps evolving. It just keeps evolving. And it comes from the minds of men, controlling men. And you can see how all the politics works here is the same as today's. They're all one-eyed farmers, and they've been manipulating you from the beginning. Yes, even the Archbishop has been manipulated by the one-eyed farmers. So just do the best you can and be as honest as you can. And yes, you have one conscience to deal with, and it's yours. Now go and do your earthly chores. Try not to be a bore. Try to have fun, and well, my son, keep my words and lay up my commandments with thee. Keep my commandments and live in my law as the apple of thine eye, and you'll be able to fly. You see, David thought he was the apple of God's eye because it said so in the scriptures. But a man wrote that down there so you would believe everything he said. Now live in truth, or be the living dead.